guys, let's get right into it. Big Ed is creeping me out. I cannot believe that I'm here with him. I really liked him the first episode of this show. Now he's just really disgusting, and I cannot stand his scenes with Rose because he's just giving me creepy old predator kind of guy, and just how he talks to her and the things that he wants her to do. Because even in this scene where they're in the hotel room, he wants her to bathe, he wants her to put this on, then he wants her to sit down and massage her feet and ask to kiss her and all. I'm just like, what is this? 24 hours ago, you were calling her a prostitute. Now you want to massage her feet and get into this prostitute's vagina, because that's what it is. Like, he wanted to have sex with her. And I'm just like, I thought she was a prostitute. I thought she was this filthy brown foreign woman that you felt like needed an STD test before she had sex with you. Now all of a sudden you realize that that door has probably closed for you. Now you're doing all this crying, all this begging, all this trying to get her back and woo her, give her champagne and have her drunk enough to have sex with you, because you realize that you probably missed that opportunity when you disrespected her. And you thought you could disrespect her because she's this filthy brown woman. That's what I'm getting from him. That's what I'm getting. I'm getting that he thinks that he is the bee's knees because he is this white American male, and he is over here in the Philippines trying to woo this young Filipino soon-to-be bride and trying to establish dominance over her so that when she gets to the United States, he knows who the boss is. But he didn't realize that Rose was the boss and that she was running the show, because as soon as he disrespected her, she was out. Had him crying, running around, sweating in the mean streets of the Philippines, begging and pleading to get her back in his hotel room. Rose probably went back to that home, saw she ain't had no toilet, and saw that her son was sleeping on cement, and was just like, you know what? Let me go ahead and see what this little man got to say. That's what happened. And when he asked to kiss her, Rose was like, where? Here? Here? Ed was like, no, here. And she was just like, ugh. Because Rose realizes that this is what I have to do. I have to do this to give myself and my son and probably my family a better opportunity. This is the sacrifice that I'm making, allowing Ed to have sex with me. Oh, girl. I wish you had better opportunities, because no woman deserves that. And that kiss that he gave her had the same amount of chemistry of Erika and Stephanie's first kiss. Nothing. It's nothing there. Kissing cousins, and not from the deep south. But apparently it was something, because it felt like heaven to Ed, not Rose. So Queen Rose had to have sex with Ed. You know, she had to do what she has to do. Ed thought that it was amazing. He couldn't wait to brag to the producers about it. Rose, being the lady that she is, did not want to talk about it. Was pretty mum about it, but Ed, you know, was giving details, and it was spectacular. It was this. It was all of that. I think she enjoyed it. She didn't. She didn't, Ed. She didn't enjoy it. Listen, y'all know that I love to come on here and just crack jokes and be very funny. But Ed is just really, like, he really got under my skin this episode. And, you know, I'm trying to, like, not be so catty about him. But I'm just like, oh, he got under my skin. Especially when he says to her, after this woman has blessed him with her vagina, he says to her, oh, well, you know, I noticed that your legs are like mine. Kind of hairy. And then in his confessional, he's just like, it's not feminine for a woman to have hair on her legs. Who the hell do you think you are, dude? You have some nerve. The way he is acting, like he is freaking Brad Pitt. You're not even close. You're not Brad. You're not Idris. You're not even Macaulay Culkin. You are delusional. You are delusional, Ed. I cannot believe that he had the audacity to ask this woman on camera to shave her legs because she got hairy legs. Excuse. Like, was her legs hairy last night when you was in her vagina? Because I guarantee you, if the legs is hairy, so is the coochie. You ain't have a problem with that. I can't with that. I can't with that. He's so delusional. He's so delusional. Even when he's talking about how he wants this to work with Rose because he's been lonely for 28 years. You cheated on the only woman that would marry you. The only woman that loved you enough to give you a child. You cheated on her. You put yourself in this situation. How are men here? Is it us? Are we allowing them to think like this and believe themselves to be these kind of like gods? Is it us? Because I can't believe how Ed envisions himself and everything around him. He's very delusional. I've been looking for love for 28 years, so, hopefully it works this time. He's getting all emotional and upset like he didn't cheat. You're single because you cheated on your wife. Like, dude, I can't believe that you are like this cocky jerk dude. Like, you're like this cocky kind of jerky dude. I can't believe that you think that you have the power to do that. Like take looks out of it. It's shallow, but it does matter, right? Take that out of it. You're not even giving off a demeanor where it's like, oh, I want to be with a guy like that. You bring nothing to the table but American citizenship, and you think that that's all you need. You got the right one. I'm so glad you chose Rose, because you're going to learn today. That woman is going to make you sorry. And nobody's going to feel bad for you, because you are just giving off a terrible version of yourself. I hope your daughter knows the better side of her daddy, because what we are seeing, disappointing. And even though currently Ed is disappointing, even though he is a lot and absolutely delusional, I wouldn't have stayed at Rose's place. I'm gonna be real with you. Y'all know how I am. I am a sanitary hoe. I couldn't do it. I ain't even gonna hold you. I'm not an ignorant American. I understand that there are people who live in destitute situations all across the globe, right? Even in America, there's some destitute situations. I've lived in some hoods, but thank God I didn't live in like extreme poverty. Like I don't even come from middle class. I come from working class. You know what I mean? Like we were paycheck to paycheck, but at least we were in something, nice. We had running water, you know what I mean? Maybe a roach or two, not an infestation. So we was hood, but we was a little bougie, you know what I mean? Like we didn't have these kind of living situations. So I get where Ed was coming from when he felt a little uncomfortable, because I was uncomfortable watching it. You know what I mean? I think he did really good though. He went in, although he was a bit jerky in the beginning. Where are the windows? Oh my goodness, is it safe for me to be here? Don't nobody care about you. It's a whole camera crew and people are still minding their business. They don't care. So he was giving off, a little jerky American vibe. But then I think he got a bit comfortable. And he really surprised me because he started to be very pleasant. He sat down, he ate everything. I wouldn't have. And I know it's disrespectful, but I would have been like, nah, I'm not. Like, y'all got me eating this chicken and this rooster is nipping at my ankle. We got to change the scenario. We can't this ain't it. I will say this. When I went to my first time in Jamaica, let me tell you something. That was an eye-opener for this American, because like I said before, my stepfather's Jamaican and we went to go visit his family. But his family is very poor. So they were in like the mountains of Ocho Rios. And when they said we were going to the mountains, I'm American, right? I'm not only am I American, I'm Philadelphia inner city. The only mountains I know are the mountains I see on like Coors Light commercials. That's what I'm thinking. You know what I mean? Those are mountains I'm thinking about. I'm not thinking that we're in like these tropical mountains and like goats and lizards are everywhere. And then there's like men walking around with machetes cutting open coconuts and mangoes. Like, it was an experience. But I still had a great time. I got on a couple people's nerves. They were just like, oh, the American girl. Because I was expecting certain things, right? But I still had a great time. Everybody was very patient with me. Thank you so much. But that was like, thankfully I was a lot younger. So I was able to get that experience and really, learn how to act. And when I'm around different cultures, especially as an American, like I would not be 52 doing what Ed is doing. Like, that wouldn't be me. I wouldn't say, oh my goodness, where are the windows? I would sit down at the table. If I didn't want to eat the food, be like, oh, I'm fasting. Fasting has gotten me out of so much stuff. I'm fasting for the Lord right now, so I can't have this food. You know what I mean? Like, I want to pull one of those. But Ed did really good. I was proud of him in this because he could have been worse. We've seen him be extremely worse. So this was really good. Like, he was really trying to make conversations with the family. I will say it was real weird that the sister was acting like she didn't know who he is. Girl, you asked that man to save your store. The least you could have did was hug him. You know what I mean? Like, it was just really weird that she was acting like she didn't know who he is. And I think she was probably doing that because she told him not to tell her sister that she was asking him for money. But that's a problem, Ed. And I feel like Rose, who is already ready to bust you on your forehead, is probably going to give you a little two-piece to your forehead when she finds out that that her sister has been texting you for money and you have been communicating with her without her knowledge. Rose going to snap. And it'll be justified. He also was really trying to, like, you know, woo her dad and, like, you know, really have a great conversation with him and have him trust, you know, Rose with him. I felt like he was trying, and I'll give him that because I was very disappointed with him, and I didn't think that he would even do that. So he was trying to do something. The dad doesn't trust him because the dad knows what's going on here. He's a man. He knows what's going on. He just wants to make sure his daughter is okay with what's about to go down. You know what I mean? I think he's the type of dad who's just like, listen, you're grown. I get it. I want to make sure you know what you're getting into. That's what I get from the father. What do you guys think? Let's talk about it in the comments section below. Do you think that Rose's father is apprehensive of Ed because he thinks that Ed is like this creepy dude, or he's just apprehensive of Ed because he doesn't know him and because he's American? Either way, I think that Rose will be fine because Rose can just take care of herself. But I think the father's apprehensions are validated. What do you guys think? Let's talk about it. Can we talk about after Rose's son warmed up to Ed? It took him all of 2 seconds. As soon as he got the, you know, scope of who this man is, he immediately looked at Ed and was just like, Daddy! I was just like, come on, baby. Play your position. Play your position. When he said daddy and put his arms out to Ed, I was like, come on, king. This is how you secure the bag for your mama. And I just want to say this about Ed. In his confessional, he's just like, I see how Rose lives, and I'm wondering if I'm her meal ticket to the United States of America. Duh, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me, bro? She does not have a front door. Her front door is recycled CD covers. Of course you're her meal ticket. Are you kidding me? You think she had sex with you because she wanted to? Are you kidding me, Ed? Let's stop being ridiculous here. You really think this 22-year-old girl want to be with a 52-year-old man? Like, come on, like, you know what's happening here. I hope you're just doing this for storyline because you cannot be this thick. You know what? He probably is this dense because he said it with his whole chest. I'm wondering if I'm her meal ticket. As he looks around, she don't have a bathroom. Yes, you're a meal ticket. You are absolutely a meal ticket. And as soon as she gets here, she's getting pregnant. Wake up and smell the coffee. You get a nice young vagina for however long she is going to stick around and be bothered with you. You get to enjoy that. She gets citizenship. Oh God, if she's here, is she here in the United States with Ed? My apologies. What a time to come to the US of A. Will there be a US of A after this? Like, we don't know. We have no idea what's happening. Jeffrey and Varya. So in any culture, especially if you're the man, it is just a known fact that you bring something to the family, to the parents, especially the mother when you're meeting the partner that you intend to marry, parents for the first time. So Varya is driving in the car with Jeff. She's still alive. Thank you, Jesus. So she's riding in the car with Jeff to go meet her mom. And she says to him, oh, what did you bring my mom? I think that's normal. Wouldn't you ask that? Like, this is your fiance. Somebody who wants you to move to the United States of America, far from your family, out of your country to live with him and marry him. What do you think he would bring along something? I mean, damn, you go to somebody's game night. You bring something. You bring chips. You bring a bottle of wine. You're going to meet your fiance's mama and you don't got nothing? That just doesn't make sense to me. That does not, like, the fact that he didn't even think about that. And then he tells the car to stop. He goes on the side of the road and pulls some flowers out of the ground to give to her mother. And he thought it was funny. Varya, I hope you caught another American fish because this one, throw it back, girl. Throw it back into the lake it came out of. The sewer he came out of. So they show up to meet her mom with these weeds, and the mom is just like, oh, did he get these out of the playground? Like, she knew. But thankfully, Mama didn't make a big deal out of it. She did, however, try to talk to Jeff and have Varya translate. It was just like, I want my daughter to be able to trust you. Of course, makes perfect sense. Jeff is dodging the question because when he was younger, he got locked up for selling drugs. That's it. That's why you're dodging that question, because you're keeping some things from Varya, and the thing that you're keeping from her is that you sold drugs in 1997? Just that? Because we saw your rap sheet. Like, the drugs is lightweight. Let's talk about how you almost killed your ex. That's what she needs to know. Let me tell you something. I really hope this show is not going to allow this man to say that is the only thing that he did. Like, that's his secret, that he got locked up when he was much younger. Jeff has been getting locked up for almost 2 decades. Like, no, baby, we are not going to let this man skate through this season on this lie that he got locked up one time when he was much younger for selling drugs. I couldn't believe it. I thought he was going to say, at least kind of sugarcoat his assault on his ex. I thought he was going to say something about that. But dealing drugs when you were much younger, we saw the rap sheet, bro. It's public information. 90 Day Fiancé, y'all gonna have to do something. I don't know if you're gonna do it at the reunion or on this season, but I really hope you do not allow this man to lie his way out of his rap sheet to this woman. Somebody got to tell her the truth. But you know what? I'm thinking about it. I don't think the producers will interfere, because if they do interfere, then that means that you knew that this man was a repeat offender and an abuser and still cast him on your show. So I'm thinking, because that won't look good for them. So I'm thinking they're going to let him skate. They're going to let him skate this season. How unfortunate. How unfortunate. Speaking of psychos, Lisa and Usman. Lisa, I have to admit, I didn't really see her crazy right off the bat. I felt like we were hearing about it and we were being told about it and we were seeing things that she did on Instagram, but it never really manifested on the show. I saw it today, clear as day. Clear as day, because Usman leaves their chateau to go say goodbye to his friend. I don't know if he drove with him somewhere or walked him down the pathway or whatever, or just had a conversation with him, because you know how you say goodbye to your friends. Like, let's be real here, especially when you have guests over, especially when it's a friend that you haven't seen for a while from your hometown. When you say, oh, I'm going to go say goodbye to so-and-so, you know it's going to be a good 20 to 30 minutes, because, oh, you know what? Is this just a black thing? Because black people, oh, when we say goodbye, it's about another hour. You know what I mean? Like, for some reason, when somebody says that they're leaving, all of a sudden, we have all this stuff that we have to talk about before they get in their car. You know what I mean? So I don't know if that's a cultural thing then. Let me know in the comment section if this is just like black culture, or if this is something that like you all do as well, the non-blacks. Talk to me, non-blacks. Do you do this as well? Because I just thought about it. I was just like, Lisa was really bothered by him saying goodbye to his friend for 20 minutes. And I'm just like, that makes sense to me. That makes sense to me, because you start to talk to them when they're at the door. Then you start to talk to them when they get outside the door. Then you start walking down to their car with them and still talking. Then you get to the car and you have a conversation for another 20 minutes. Then when they get in the car, they're hanging out of the car. You're leaning on the car and y'all talking about something else. Then they finally leave and get down the block, and then y'all start texting each other. Like, that's how it is. That's how it is. So let me know if this is something that everybody does or if it's just my people. Anyway, so Lisa gets upset with him because she's just like, it was 20 minutes and I was freaking out. I didn't know where he went, and I opened the door and I just freaked out because he wasn't there. I'm in this foreign place. I don't know what to do. I'm afraid. I will say this. When she talked to Usman, she did say, I have to take that. I was wrong there because I was afraid. And I think she was saying, I'm this white woman in a black nation, and when I didn't see you, I got scared. I was afraid for myself because I felt like I was in danger. And I think she was owning up to that, owning up to her ignorance, owning up to her bias, owning up to her internal racism, and was just like, that was wrong of me to do that. Because why else would she say that? You know what I mean? Because she said to him, I'm guilty of being scared. So she knew that it was wrong to feel that way, but she was honest and spoke that to him and was just like, that was wrong on my behalf. I will say, as a woman, I get it. I get it, right? I understand being in a foreign place and the person that you are there to meet, the only person that you know, like, disappears and you don't know where they're at because they're not answering your phone. I get being a little worried, terrified. Probably wouldn't have been me if I was in Nigeria, right? But if you're the seed of a colonizer, you would be a little afraid, like, is some retaliation about to happen? So I get where she was coming from, right? But I do think that if she was like in England, I don't think she would have been terrified if Usman wasn't outside the door for like 20 minutes. You know what I mean? But I'm glad that she acknowledged that and said, I'm guilty of being scared. I was like, okay, Lisa, I see you. That's something that you're going to have to consistently do in this relationship, because I feel like with Lisa, she's probably always wanted to be, with a black man, and probably never really had the opportunity, especially in York, PA. And I think that this is probably her first interracial relationship. And so I'm thinking that there's going to be a lot of growth that she's going to have to do with Usman, especially when she brings him to America. So I'm not saying I was proud of her for checking that, but I was at least glad that she was already in tune of what she was dealing with, because that's something that's going to continue to come up in this relationship. And you got to check that. You got to notice that. And you have to admit your fault so that you and your partner could heal from that together. Who is that girl that I wish would have had this kind of awareness? She was married to Jay. Was it Ashley? Ashley and Jay, she was so unaware, so ignorant. I was just like, did you really call the cops on a black man in Pennsylvania? After you were beating on him? Oh gosh, that couple was a mess, a hot mess. Let's get into Usman getting Lisa together. Guys, I was watching this with my family. We were literally cheering for Usman because he read Lisa for filth. Rightfully so. He was just like, I can't keep on apologizing to you. I'm apologizing to you 10 times a day. You ain't no God. Usman said that. I was just like, ooh, you better get the York PA mascot together, because he did. He got her all the way together. He was just like, I'm not going to be in this relationship and I'm doing everything wrong. And all I'm doing is apologizing. It is not okay. And now I'm concerned about you. I wasn't before, but I am now, because if this is how you are talking to me in Nigeria, you are talking down to me, you are disrespecting me in Nigeria, what's going to happen to me when I get to the United States? When I ain't got no friends, when I ain't got no family, I ain't got no brothers, I ain't got no mother, I ain't got no cousins, nobody around me to basically protect him or have somewhere for him to go if they get into it. So he was just like, what is going to happen to me when I get over there? Because I'm seeing how you're treating me now in my own country. You're in my home disrespecting me. So what is going to happen when we get to your territory? So smart, made sense. I was just like, thank you. I will say this season, the foreign partners, y'all know I'm always rooting for like the international partners, but I am so proud that they are speaking up and not allowing these Americans to walk over them. Rose and Usman got their partners together. They were just like, you are going to respect us. You are not, just because you're the American, you are not going to dangle your little citizenship over me. I'll walk away. Even Usman said that. He was just like, then I don't want to be with you if this is what it is. Had Lisa red face in the corner, crying, her little perm curls in her hair just a shaking. She was a wreck. She was a wreck because she knew that it was going to be over. She even going to run up in a room and be like, so what do you want to do? Do you want this to be over? Girl, please. You tried to pull that with him and he did not back down. Had you shaking in your boots because you thought your Mandingo warrior wasn't coming home with you. That's what was about to happen. I was so proud of Usman. I was just like, this is what I like. This is what I like. I like to see, even though they're scamming, we know what it is. But I still like to see the partner who was in a destitute situation let the Americans know, oh no, you can get somebody else. You're not going to disrespect me. I don't care if I need you. I don't have to go with you. I love that. Take your power back. Take your power back in this relationship. This was some good casting this season, 90 Day Fiancé, except for that abuser. Everybody else, I'm here for. No, I take that back. That abuser, Miss Yolanda and Dave, get them out of here. Get them out of here. Speaking of Miss Yolanda, y'all know I said that I was not going to review her, but I just have to talk about how ridiculous this storyline continues to get. It's just, the acting is poor on her end, even on her daughter's end. When they're trying to find all of this stuff out about Williams, the daughter's just like, oh, he changed his name. I think my mom is getting catfish. And Miss Yolanda, somebody's saying that they have intimate photos of me. It can't be Williams. I'm not buying it. It's so ridiculous. The acting is so poor. It doesn't make any sense. Especially, they keep on showing her phone, and her phone never matches up with the storyline that she's trying to give us, because the camera closes in on her phone when she's talking to Williams. And I'm just like, why y'all keep on doing that and exposing that this storyline is fake? Because the first text that she sent to Williams didn't even go through. It says in big, bright, red, bold letters, text message wasn't delivered. And they're still showing it like this is proof that she is texting back and forth with Williams. And I'm just like, she's not, guys. Why are y'all wasting your time? I will say this, my mom was not watching this episode. She was in and out, doing stuff in the kitchen and watching back and forth. She stopped to watch Miss Yolanda because, that's her demographic. And she was just like looking at her like, what the hell is this woman doing on here? And the first thing that my mom said, 2 minutes into watching Miss Yolanda's scene, oh, she's scamming to get a trip to England. She has not even been watching this show like that. She's watching this woman, her poor acting, watching her daughter's poor reaction, watching these like fake text messages and her, emailing somebody back and forth. None of it's making sense. 2 minutes in, she already sees that this woman is scamming. That's what she wanted. Miss Yolanda is scamming on the show to get an all-expense paid trip to England for her and her daughter on TLC's dime. That's exactly what's happening. That's exactly why her house looks like an Airbnb. Everybody says the house does not look lived in. There ain't no pictures of her and her kids because she doesn't live there. This is not her home. This is something that was rented while she was filming this show. Because what's going to happen is that it's going to be revealed that Miss Yolanda was being catfished. The same thing with David and Lana. We're getting another Caesar all over again. And I'm like, why, guys? Why 90 Day Fiancé? It didn't go well with Caesar. Why are you giving us 2 Caesars in 1 season? It just doesn't make any sense because it's very obvious. If you look at Twitter, if you look at the viewer reaction, we don't like this. I can't even get invested in her storyline because none of it is real. It does not make sense. Y'all know what I say. When it doesn't make sense, it's probably storyline. And that's all this is. It's fake. It's storyline, Miss Yolanda. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. Poor Darcy. Our girl can't catch a break. She can't catch a break because Tom, who only came to meet with her to show that he has lost weight, that's the only reason why he's here. Because this was not a meeting to meet with Darcy to see if there's still a spark. How is there still a spark when you are literally dating a woman back in your hometown? How is there still a spark and you're still trying to see where your relationship is, but you're also in your confessional saying that you met a wonderful woman that you're falling for, but you're going to fly all the way to New York on business to sit down with Darcy to say, oh, I want to see if we still have something. No, you didn't. You just wanted to fly in, get paid for this scene, and show us all that you have lost weight. That's all this was. And I feel bad because Darcy was used in the midst of that. Because although she is acting all tough, she wanted him to be like, I want you and I want this to work. And that's just not what happened. Because he started off the conversation talking about everything that she did wrong. And Darcy's like, okay, sure, whatever. When are you going to tell me about this woman? Because he would not have told her about the woman if she didn't say anything. So I'm thinking that he didn't know that she knew until she actually said something about it. And then he had to reveal it. And after that was revealed, like for Darcy, she was just like, well, there's nothing there's nothing for us then if you are in a relationship with somebody. Like, why are you here meeting with me then if you've already met a woman? And then the conversation just turns really sour because Tom starts to get nasty with Darcy, and we all know that Darcy is fragile. You know what I mean? We all know that Darcy is, let's tell the truth and shame the devil, not well. There's some issues that she has going on, and he just was really brutal to her. Really, really brutal. Like, my life is going to be great now that you're not in it. Why would you say that to that woman? You know she breaks down at the drop of a dime. Why would you say that? Especially if you're this mature English gentleman. Why would you say that to a woman that you were intimate with, a woman that you had a relationship with? Why would you say that to her? Like, he was so nasty, and it did not make any sense, because I'm just like, why are you here then? If you're acting like you're coming here to see her, to try to salvage this relationship, because that's what he was saying. That's what he was saying. Then after she reveals that she knows you got another woman back home in England, all of a sudden you snap and you don't want to be with her. You wanted to close this chapter. Dude, what? And then, oh, I love you as a sister. You bang your sister? Like, it didn't make sense, Tom. It didn't make sense. How did he think Darcy was going to take that comment? I love you like a sister. Who wants to hear that from a dude that you think that you're about to marry? Or that you were planning on marrying? Who wants to hear that? Oh, and I hope that we can still be friends afterwards. Are you 16? Are you breaking up with your high school sweetheart because you both are about to go off to college? Like, what the hell is going on? I just really felt bad for Darcy. I think things started to turn when he found out he was caught. Dang, man. Darcy, I want you to win. Like, she's a lot. She's a lot, guys. But I really feel like she wants to be in love. I feel like she's searching for that. But I also think, and I said it before, I did not think that she was ready for a relationship. I think she was still very raw from Jesse. And I think she just jumped into this thing with Tom. And I think because she was so hurt from Jesse and so humiliated by him, she wanted to like bring Tom on the show and show that she was okay. She had moved on. She's doing better. And he was like this rebound guy for her. And I think Tom kind of knew that, but I think he was also scamming to be on this show. So he was okay with being her rebound. But I also think that she started to fall for the rebound. And that happens sometimes. And it's unfortunate because maybe if they met at a different time, like after she was fully healed from Jesse, maybe they would have worked, maybe they wouldn't have. It's unfortunate. It really, really is. And Darcy, once again, is single. So who knows what's going to happen with this woman next season? Who knows? Who knows who she's going to end up with? I don't know if Jesse is coming back into her life. I don't know, Darcy. I don't know. Maybe it's time for you to back away from this show and just, get some help. Get some help, girl. You really need to find your worth, because I don't feel like you know that you are worth so much more. Stephanie and Erika, listen, this couple, I'm not feeling it. There's something about it that just is not, it doesn't feel real to me. It really, really doesn't. Before we even get into why I feel that way, I do want to say this. Just because Stephanie is a sexual being, you know what I mean? You know from looking at her Instagram or going to her YouTube that, she is somebody who does use her body to make money. She's very out there with her body, specifically her breasts. Yes, she strips. Yes, she has a suggestive YouTube, probably an OnlyFans. I said probably because a few of you have said that she has had one. I haven't done any research to find that out. So until I know for sure, I'm going to say probably. But I did see, a poster of her, one of her stripping engagements. So yes, it's a very sexual woman. She's very outward with her body. Just because she's like that, right? Stripping is a job. You know what I mean? Hoeing is a job. It is what it is. Putting her titties on YouTube is a job. It's a job. That's what it is. Just because that's her persona or her job does not mean that she's this freak, because Erika takes her to this boob plastering place and Stephanie was just caught off guard and she was immediately uncomfortable. And I think one of the reasons why she was uncomfortable is because she probably didn't want to disrobe on camera and put her titties in some plaster on camera. Erika was fine with it. She took her top off, put the plaster on, and was just like, okay, you next. And Stephanie was like, you know what I mean? I totally got where she was coming from. She was just like, I wish she would have asked me. You gotta ask your partner something like that. Yes, I know you strip, but do you mind putting your titties on TV for the world to see? Like, I feel like that was important information to say to Stephanie. And I honestly feel like Erika doesn't know her. I'm not gonna say she doesn't value her, but to think that just because she makes money from her body, that she would be comfortable doing that in her everyday life. I don't know. It just seemed, as a woman, I was just like, I feel bad that you think like that. It was giving me, oh, you're wearing a low-cut shirt, so of course you wouldn't mind me looking at your boobs. Do you get what I'm trying to say? It's like a slippery road when just because a woman presents to be this kind of sexual being, you then make up this idea of her with your own titillation, and that has to be her truth. I don't think that Stephanie was putting it on. I think that that's how she really felt, and I think her feelings were valid. In that, I still don't believe this couple. I still don't believe them. They just do not seem real. I feel like two really good friends who are YouTubers were just like, let's get on 90 Day Fiancé and let's build our brand. I'm not hating. I just don't buy it. I just don't buy this relationship. It's just like no chemistry and all they do is fight. I'm just like, you guys are roommates from Craigslist. That's what this is. You are Craigslist roommates and nothing else. There is no chemistry there. There's nothing. Which is why I think this is something that they put together to just build their brand. I'm not hating. We all entrepreneurs. You got to do what you got to do. But if you're going to do it to a point where I can actually believe it. Because at this dinner where Stephanie and Erika get into an argument over an app, yeah, because that's what all couples fight about. They get into this argument about an app because Stephanie has a problem with Erika having the app. Erika storms off right before ripping out her hair in her tiara. I'm not your princess. She walks away and Stephanie she tries. I will give it to her. She tried so hard to cry. She was, this is how I know it was fake. Because, this is what you do, especially as an actor, when you are required to cry and them tears are just not coming. You start to agitate your eyes so you can get some tears coming down. That's exactly what Stephanie was doing. And all she did was just make her eyes red, but no tears came down. No tears came down because she was not feeling anything because her and her friend were just playing make-believe. They were just improvising a breakup scene. Poorly, but they were improvising a breakup scene. That's all that was. I don't believe it. I don't believe this couple. I don't believe it. I'm sorry, guys. I wanted to believe this because this is the first LGBTQ couple on this show. And I felt like, yes, finally, representation for the LGBTQ community. They have been demanding and asking very nicely for years. And here it is, and it's fake. I didn't want to say it because, I really was rooting for them, but I just don't believe it. What do you guys think? Let's talk about it in the comment section below. And if you like what you see here, please like, comment, subscribe, and share. And I will see you next Sunday for the following episode of The Real Housewives of 90 Day Fiancé. That's exactly what I was about to say. Y'all know what I mean. Love y'all. See y'all soon. Cause what? All I got is time. Bye.